Religion plays a role in the lives of many people, but many members of the LGBT community have felt shunned from the places of worship they grew up with. Now's News 12 Brooklyn's John Diaz reports some parishes are trying to change that.
The sounds are the same, so is the cross, even the stained glass windows. But what makes Park Slope United Methodist Church different than some other Christian churches? They not only welcome members of the LGBTQ community, they support them.
It isn't just a matter of acceptance. Acceptance can be neutral, but it's a matter of embrace also.
No matter what age, race, or sexual orientation, and thanks to leaders like Reverend Herbert Miller, no one feels out of place.
All people, God's Spirit will be upon all flesh, upon all people, and it's not just some.
Reverend Miller is a part of a growing group of pastors trying to change the way Christian churches relate to gay members, saying it's easy to take certain homophobic verses out of the Bible, but we must look at the bigger picture in order to ensure inclusion in the future.
They are all in sections where we basically don't pay any attention to those sections as a whole anyway, but yet all of a sudden we want to go back and pick on those verses.
The Reverend says culturally we have all progressed and should try to stop looking at what happened in the past.
It's history that has really marred a lot of lives and destroyed a lot of people. Hopefully we're growing and learning and, starting a new day. And I'm just very sorry for that, the past history of the church and for the way it lingers still in a lot of places.
Even Pope Francis saying to reporters recently, people must be accompanied like Jesus would accompany them. When a person who has this situation arrives before Jesus, Jesus certainly will not say, go away because you are a homosexual. No. Words that are sure to hit home for Nick Heller.
I think for the longest time I had this mentality of I can't be Christian and I can't be gay, and that's so wrong. He's one of the nearly 400 parishioners at Park Slope United Methodist Church, a quarter of which are members of the LGBTQ community. Broadly, queer people have felt so disenfranchised by religion across the board, and so this kind of place of how can I reconcile, like the faith that I grew up with that told me that how I am is fundamentally wrong, with the reality of God's love transcending so many different things. And Nick can agree, that's what it's all about here, finding God and finding people to share it with in a place everyone feels comfortable. According to the Affirming Church Directory, there are about 30 gay-friendly churches in Brooklyn alone, and that's not just Christian churches. Of course, though, that number does continue to rise. From the News Center, John Diaz, News 12 Brooklyn.